We got Sean Rose coming up for us. He's going to be talking about the stories making the news this week. Sean, what's up?
Greetings, Edgerenka. Greetings, viewers. Today we're going to look at that wonderful and exciting 13th edition of the BVI Poker Run, should I say the Laverick Bay Poker Run, on Sunday, May 25th. It was a great event, however, it was marred somewhat by a tragic situation that occurred just before the run actually got started, where the boat 38 Top Gun out of Puerto Rico made a 90-degree turn after its steering mechanism went awry, and that boat slammed into another vessel out of St. Martin called the Red Zone. And four people were really badly injured. Two of them worse than the other two. Two had to be brought to the Peebles Hospital here on Tortola, and the other two were treated successfully and discharged on Virgin Gorda at the Iris Clinic. Now, many have argued that it is time for a new approach to the way the accident and emergency operations at the Laverick Bay Poker Run is handled, and this is a clear sign that we definitely have to move in that direction.
Yeah, well, I don't know about moving in any particular direction in terms of handling emergencies, but we certainly need a facility in Virgin Gorda that's able to handle more severe trauma experiences.
That's right.
And that's been the case for many, many years. Politicians and governments after governments have been promising a modern polyclinic, mini hospital. They've been calling it all kinds of names, and been promising Virgin Gorda medical facilities for many, many years now. I've been hearing that for the last 20 years, and certainly it's been talked about many, many years before that. Hopefully, with the new facility already, already the drawings are already done. It's already out for tender. The tendering process is almost complete, and hopefully groundbreaking will take place soon, and we will eventually in the next year or so see a modern facility and medical facility in Virgin Gorda that will be able to manage such emergencies and even greater emergencies. So we hope that this will come into reality.
Notwithstanding that, the current team over there, they were really lauded for their work, and many people said that they did definitely a yeoman's effort in actually getting the work done. And also the BVI Tourist Board officials on the island worked along to make sure that the interest of the tourists, because that's basically who they are, were really looked out for, and ensure that they were well cared for even after receiving treatment. But the next dicey story coming up this week, of course, we heard just a while ago from Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Ralph T. O'Neill.
I would like to see the Virgin Islands Party.
And he had some very strong words of advice for his party, calling on the top officials within the party to work together, stand together, and not allow the devil to prevail. We have a clip from the veteran politician. We'll go now to hear what he had to say.
I would like to see the Virgin Islands Party continue from strength to strength and to carry on with the reputation of being the party for the people. It is going to take a lot of effort, and it is important for people, especially the leading officials, to stand together, to work together, and to look out to ensure that Satan is not allowed to prevail. I would like to remind the party that while contemplating on the end of the present term, there is a possibility of the Honorable Premier calling a snap election, hoping that a party would not be ready or prepared. And this is where the Virgin Islands Party must show that it is strong and tough and well prepared for any battle.
So here we have the leader of the VIP urging his members to stay strong, work together, show some level of unity, and of course, coming up on this Wednesday, May 28th, elections for officers within the party, he's really calling on them to ensure that they have a strong showing moving forward as they get ready for a new leadership, new chairman and new president.
Well, certainly is an interesting development, Sean, and I have to say about Mr. O'Neill, Honorable Leader of the Opposition O'Neill, I've grown to have some respect for him over the many years that I've been here, and I genuinely believe that he's one of those persons who makes significant contribution to the territory and has the good of the territory at heart. You may not agree with everything he does or say or what his policies or his actions, but certainly I don't think anyone can doubt his sincerity when it comes to wanting the best for the people of the territory and for the territory. As far as the Virgin Islands Party is concerned, I think they have some rebuilding to do. Some of the members are shifting here and there. We got a new party coming up, and so it's going to be an interesting time, an interesting political season. This season coming up. So we're looking forward to seeing how these developments are going to play out over the next several months.
And obviously, again, we know that Honorable O'Neill is in his ripe age. Of course, he's 80. He said he turned 80 December 15, 2013. And he has served for some 39 years. In fact, he says once he has life, he will serve 40 years in active politics at the end of this particular political term, providing, of course, that what he warned the VIP about doesn't happen in a very, maybe in the next few weeks, few months, that the NDP leader doesn't call a snap election.
Well, I'm sure he's turning into an elder statesman, and I think that's where he needs to be. He has a lot of advice to give. He certainly has a lot of experience in dealing with international leaders, international politics, and the local politics as well. So it perhaps is time, and he knew when it was time, and perhaps it's time for him to step down. I think maybe he's comfortable with the leadership that might be forming right now, and his willingness, his seeming willingness to pass the baton, which I think is a good thing. And we need succession planning. We need young blood in the territory to carry the country forward. As far as the who's going to be the leaders, and it's anybody's guess. I saw a sort of a poll in the BVI News, I think, online, and it looked like the representative for the 1st district was way ahead, and the Honorable former
the 3rd district rep?
No, the former 8th district rep, Honorable Dancia Penn, was running neck and neck with the 3rd district rep. And so that was interesting. Mr. Malone, as president, seemed to be coming back. The polls were favoring him. Yes. So it's going to be an interesting
but that's a very interesting point, because the leader of the opposition, many people were expecting him to possibly point in the direction of a new leader. The only 2 names he called were Calvin Malone and Randolph Malone. And he was saying he was praising them for the level of work that they have done within the party. And he also went on to say that other people didn't want their names to be called. But what I also find interesting, Edgerenka, is that going forward, this could be a defining moment for the VIP, because going forward, the question is, would the prospective leaders work with the emerging leader? That is, should either Fraser or Foy lose, will they work with Penn? And the other way around, of course, should Fraser and Penn lose, will they work with Foy? Or any way that it goes. So the extent to which the party will stick together and work together after the 76 delegates vote Wednesday night is really up in the minds of many, and hopefully up for grabs, and hopefully many people would get the result that they anticipate.
Well, as you know, politics makes strange bedfellows, as the saying goes. So I think once the party decides who they want as their leaders, I think they will coalesce around them, and they will try to strengthen the party and prepare it for eventual elections, and possibly a snap elections if the honorable leader of the opposition's prediction is correct. So I have no concern about that. What's interesting to look at is who's going to emerge as a leader. And while the honorable leader of the opposition is not saying anything publicly, I'm sure I wouldn't doubt. I shouldn't say I'm sure. I wouldn't doubt that his hand is somewhere in the mix. After all, he's an elder politician, and he knows the ropes, and he knows how to maneuver.
But at the end of the day, 8 delegates coming from all 9 districts and 4 for the at-large representatives, they're the ones who will really determine who the leader will be.
Yeah. Well, there are ways to influence that decision as well. So it of course it's left to be seen, and I don't want to say too much about it. I'm waiting to see how it plays out, and to see a good campaigning in 2015, good debates on issues. Everybody coming forward with good policies and solutions rather than criticism and aspersions. And we hope to have a good campaign for the public to make an informed, intelligent decision about the way forward for the territory. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, I will be looking at what I anticipate a very competitive electioneering process with three relatively strong political parties vying for the post of leadership of governance here in the Virgin Islands.
Absolutely. Sean, those are good stories. Thank you very much for those reports. And of course,
welcome.
We're looking forward to the news coming up this weekend. So keep it locked to Channel 55 and hear all the real news happening in the territory. We're going to take a break.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, the BVI Tourist Board, and CCT Global Communications.